decline in the future of racing in the area. But Frank Gall, who'd settled so many disputes over the years involving horses, now began going to Charleston often, pleading the lawmakers to create a positive horse racing and breeding climate in the state. Frank helped get a law passed, and it created a breeder development fund, giving breeding premiums for the state's winning horses out of this fund made up of uncashed betting tickets. These tickets were from the horse tracks around the state. These attractive incentives have appealed mightily to horse breeders everywhere, and the number of horse breeders that call West Virginia their home has increased fourfold.
Then state legislator Jim Moeller helped to get some funds so the county could give more practical help to the two tracks. But for High Glickstein, the race was over. His track had nosed out its rival across the street. In fact, he and his associates were able to buy the Charlestown track from its then owner, Irv Covens. He put word out that the track was up for sale, sensing hard times ahead for small racing tracks.
A shrewd, wealthy investor from New York, who liked to shape up companies and sell them quickly for a profit, heard about the two cash-rich tracks. Meshullam Rickless bought the two tracks, sending in his team of bright MBA whiz kids to Charlestown. But instead of making a quick profit, Rickless quickly found opposition to his plan to automate some jobs at the track. He also found nearly depleted funds that were meant to cover all purses paid out during the winter season. And when it was all over, he spent about $1 million just to keep the two tracks afloat through a tough time.
He looked to Charleston for help. After state lawmakers refused to help, the horsemen of the two tracks refused to ride, and the tracks were boarded up. This pressure and an 11th-hour petition drive by legislators Tom Steptoe, Clarence Martin III, horsemen Randy Funkhauser, and Frank Gall got the state to give a fair share of track income back, some to the track, some to the horsemen. Later, the funds would go mostly to the horse breeders.
Then there was a hotly contested referendum that voted to allow Sunday racing over the opposition of a group led by a Baptist minister. This was all after the track owners agreed to keep the track closed on high religious holidays like Easter and Christmas.
Rickless breathed easier when Charles Marcus and a group of town businessmen made a handsome offer for both tracks. So the tracks came back into local hands for the first time in a long, long time. Residents felt, at least, that the owners had a long-term commitment to the tracks and the town. Today, Charlestown races, just the old track, enjoys record betting proceeds, and horse breeding is on a dramatic rise. Things look good.
Supported by that pioneering state legislation, West Virginia's Breeders' Classic provides a perfect showcase for the state's finest homegrown thoroughbreds. Nothing ever looks as good as that working thoroughbred, born to run and running hard, serene, magical. The races go on in the clay sod, and a cheer goes up from a fan's heart for that galloping purebred that's gonna win real big, someday.